Newspapers, yes, of course, that's what we're taking next. The front pages, if you just tuned in, this is Breakfast Central. And you can call in, let us know what you think about the stories. We do have our in-house analyst who joins us very quickly. Mr. Sesan Okunade is here. Thank you so much for being here. Spotted on a purple, by the way.
It's looking very royal.
Yes, today is a royal day.
Are we addressing you properly? Should we add
His Royal Majesty or His Royal Highness?
I think
Sole royalty, you know.
Prince will be fine.
Prince is fine.
Prince promotion.
Prince Sesan Okunade, thank you very much.
Okay.
But you're not the only prince joining us, because you're not the only one wearing purple. There's someone who's wearing a semblance of purple, and the person will be joining us all the way from Abia State, a queen in her element, and today she turns 50. So from all of us here at Breakfast Central and at News Central Television, I want to say happy birthday to our correspondent from Abia State, Chinwe Ugele. Good morning and welcome to the show. Happy birthday!
All right, we seem to have a little network connectivity
Oh, the
there.
network is poor. You see, she got the memo. Queen,
yes,
looking royal
and
and
I saw
regal.
a very bright smile. I was going to extend a hand of invitation to go to Abia State to eat some land and sea animals, dead ones.
Don't let the animal rights activists catch you.
Please, let's get to the papers now. Let's start off with the papers. We'll try and see if we can re-establish connectivity with Chinwe Ugele, who joins us. She's going to talk about something very important concerning the Southeast. It's a conversation and an update that we will try to take. Hopefully, the connection will allow us to do so. But let's take our very first paper this morning. I'm going to touch on the Daily Independent. That's the first paper we want to look at, with Sesan Okunade here with us. Weak Naira, trade deficit, others may deny Nigeria AFCFTA benefits. You should know about that. Experts task federal government on porous borders, insecurity, electricity. But I don't want us to take that story. I want you to react to one of the biggest stories making the rounds currently as we speak. Abbas, or Abbas. Someone said it's Abbas, but it's not Abbas, actually. It's Abbas.
What is the difference with the two?
Ibok-Ete Ibas.
So what do people say it is?
Abbas.
Oh, Abbas.
That's southwest.
That's southwest.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's different pronouns. Don't worry, I'll go into it. Time is going. I'll explain. Okay. You know, there's Ibok-Ete, and then I'll explain. Don't worry. Let's go on. He inaugurates committee to supervise Rivers emergency rule. So he has inaugurated a committee. And another story to look at: insecurity declared state of emergency. Ondo, PDP tells Tinubu. Let's take that Ondo State story and then segue into what's happening in Rivers State and the summon of the elected governor.
Thank you very much. I want to say that the activities in Rivers State is quite interesting in the sense that you won't take this out. Once a military man will always remain a military man. Moreover, when he's a soldier, you discover that the authoritarian way of doing things, it's actually the way that they want to go. If you ask me, this is a man that was actually invited to stabilize things, not to query activities. We need governance for the people, not to ask questions, because we believe that on the lapse of the 6-month emergency rule, if the concerned parties are able to sheath their sword and come back to term, we will definitely have reinstatement of the democratically elected leader in that particular state. And the National Assembly, I want to believe that by then, the State House of Assembly by then would have had a common ground with the governor, and they can go ahead and ask questions. So summoning someone to come and answer questions at this point in time, inaugurating for several activities is worrisome to me because it's not empowered under the law as a sole administrator to carry out that act. Those are responsibilities meant for a democratically elected leader of a state, of which currently does not exist. So I want to say that the sole administrator, and that's why a lot of people are actually saying that it's not being recognized, it's not being welcomed, and because they know there will definitely be abuse of power. When we go to the second story that speaks to the insecurity in Ondo State, quite worrisome that Ondo used to be one of the peaceful states in the country, but all of a sudden, because of the insurgents. I will call it insurgent because the killing is becoming rampant on the path of this particular state. And it boils down to what we have actually been suggesting to the government. Can we, at this point, when we have discovered that several states in the state is becoming not having the peace that is expected of them, can we reenact this discussion on state policing so that we can empower the state governors and ask them questions of some of the challenges that they are faced with and the way they intend to go about it?
Alhaji Atiku Abubakar just led credence to what you just said here yesterday, that they should allow laws to allow governors to import high-powered arms and ammunition to tackle banditry and also look into the issue of state policing. But if you could advise the governor of River State, Siminalayi Fubara, would you advise him to attend that meeting that was summoned to by the Sole Administrator tomorrow at 9 a.m.?
Mandatorily summoned to, because
Yes,
he said
and
attendance is
it's
mandatory.
compulsory.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m., so he has to be there for 9.
Personally, it's a no for me. What audacity does the Sole Administrator have to ask questions from a democratic? The people that are empowered to call their governor to order and ask questions are the citizens that elected him. He should be responsible to Mr. President and not ask questions. And if they have given him the mandate that he should go and query the activities of the governor, I think he should study the law to know that he's not at this point empowered to do that. The major thing that is there to do is to stabilize things and see how to mediate and bring those that are actually divided, making the state not moving forward, how to settle things. Not coming to ask questions about the spending, setting up of local government, this thing, as if you want to carry out an election. So as far as I'm concerned, if I'm a legal person to advise Fubara on this particular position, it's a no for me. He needs not to attend that particular meeting because even the Sole Administrator is not reporting to anybody than Mr. President. And I think the man is currently on suspension. And it's only Mr. President that can give a call to come and answer some of the things, if at all there is anything to answer to.
All right, let's go to the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Punch, many interesting stories there. The first one, Interpol joins EFCC in 1.3 trillion naira CBEX probe. EFCC cracks down on other Ponzi schemes, police shot CBEX office, victims recount losses. And now back to the general argument. Tinubu inherited economy on life support. He said.
I like that major headline.
Yes, we're going to come back to talk about that.
Where you're supposed to love, it's gone. Because, I mean, those that put their money in CBEX they will like this headline. Okay, Interpol will join forces with EFCC, our money will come back. Joe, please tell them the reality.
Okay.
Let me break their heart. It's gone.
I feel bad. I feel bad because, and I'm going to allow you to speak to it, because this is not the first time that Nigerians have been scammed. So it's called the Crypto Bridge Exchange Smart Treasures, located at Seliat bus stop in the Ibok-Ete Ibas area of Lagos State. It was swamped on Tuesday by aggrieved members who suddenly realized that they could no longer withdraw money from their account. This is not the first time we've heard about this. And it feels like we are not learning from our mistakes. They were promised 100% returns in 45 days, but I'll let you speak to it.
Olive, you see, a greedy man will always fall into the hands of people like this. People will say, the higher your risk, the higher your gain. So you count your gain, as we definitely speak at this point in time. See, when people come to you and say, you're going to get return on investment, 100%, I ask, even government bonds, that you feel that you can float and free, do you get 100% return on such investment? Even when you plow into businesses, do you get as much? And somebody is coming to tell you, it's the greed nature. You see, we won't learn our lessons. CBEX saw the opportunity. They will come in different dynamics. And because of the greed nature, somebody called me last night and said, boss, I learned a lot of your professionals actually invested in civics. How much did you invest in it? I said, the way you look at me, once an investment, when I look at my ROI, and my investment is above reasonable interest, I don't get involved in it, because I ask myself, what stops me of doing the same thing and getting that yield? What exactly are you doing on your path that is returning 100%?
Exactly.
Of what you want.
What's the
Even when
business
it goes
model?
to, they will share some of those things with you. And I can tell you, it's not the last of it. This is
there'll be
direct.
more.
No.
Of course, give it some little time. You during MMM, during MMM, it was as if when people hear of Ponzi scheme, they will never near it. This one came with the advent of blockchain technology, AI, and the new interest thing. And you know, they will give, it's like somebody borrowing money from you. Those that perpetually borrow money, they know how they actually borrow and not will be willing to pay. They'll get the first one.
They'll return.
Get the second, they will return.
By the third one,
third, they will default
a little bit
by extending the payment date, but they will still pay.
But by the fourth one,
we
are something what?
It's gone.
It's gone.
And that fourth one, you would have had the confidence. They might start with 30,000 to 50 to 100. And you this guy paid to time now.
So it's like
the last
gambling.
one
Will be like 1 million.
Yes.
It's a gambling.
I mean, gambling, you know, is gambling. You know the risk involved. This is worse than gambling. You are being
let me reel down some names. If you think this is where to end, in the past 10 years, we've had MMM Nigeria 2016, Ultimate Cycler 2016, Get Help Worldwide, GHW. Get Help Worldwide. They said it's Worldwide Global Help 2016, Twinkers, iCharity Club, Crowd Raising, Clarita, Help to Get, Loopers Club, Givers Forum, NNN Nigeria. It was mimicking the
MMM.
Yes, they said theirs is NNN. GCCH, Global Crediting Cooperative Hub. Swiss Golden, NNU, peer-to-peer donation. If you remember one peer-to-peer at that point in 2017, Twinkers Reloaded, Donation Hub. Can I tell you, a total numbering up to 20, 21, 22 of this scam.
And if you check how many millions of Nigerians
always on Facebook and some statuses. I just used to ease anytime I see them.
The issue I have is I don't like reading this headline of saying EFCC are after those people when they have actually committed an arm against humanity. Where were we when these guys will register with CAC? They will come with a different notion, act on different things. Is to tell us that our system is failing day by day. By the time you follow after them, how many of them have you seen EFCC, ICPC follow, or this anti-graft agency, and you're able to recoup back the money? When you get back the money, do you get it back to the people that are actually invested in that? Because they call it investment. So I will continue to say that we've not seen the last of it. Just give it a little while, the breeze will blow into it, and we'll have a different faction, different name. Because, and I always say, the people that fall into the arms are the greedy set of people. No investment, I'll keep saying it as a finance person, no investment can yield 100% dividend for you within a month, even within a year.
I'd like to add to that, not just greedy people, but also ignorant people, because there are people who genuinely don't know anything about investment.
Ask questions. When you don't know, ask questions. That's what I won't believe that.
To be true. It most likely is too good to be true.
I was approached last year by a good friend of mine that I should do this thing. I told him,
thank you so much. Okay, let's take a call from London. We have Ade calling. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead with your comment.
Good morning, please.
Good morning.
I understand that you are aware that this your TV is being watched all over the line, all over the world, online. My comment is about your earlier guest, who said he was a lawyer or so. He was commenting on the rivers, and he said the administrator of rivers is a monster. He said it 3 times, and none of you could caution him that that word is very wrong. So at least that man will be older than him. We have culture in Africa. Calling a 16th Sole Administrator a monster, I say he's a lawyer. That is very wrong. What are you saying to the world? Calling somebody a monster. None of you could say it was a wrong word to say. Please don't let it happen again. That cannot happen on channel or TVC. No, they will caution him. Calling somebody a monster. Why is that? Just comment, make your remark. We are all Nigerians, but we don't want somebody to be abusing each other online that you will be looking at us. No, you can be objective in what you are saying. But if somebody is older than you, calling him a monster, it's wrong. Please, NBC should have watched this and caution you people. That's not the way to do things. The president appointed that man to be there by law. Yeah. He's there. He can summon anybody. It's an emergency. It's a martial law.
Thank you for sharing
Because
your
you
thoughts
is
with us.
suspended. That's it.
I honestly, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we have to talk because we need to take a commercial break. I do not remember hearing him outright saying he's a monster.
He's acting Frankenstein-like, like a monster.
Okay,
He
so the
didn't call him
Frankenstein
a
monster is a situation. So a Frankenstein monster is when you've created something that then now becomes greater than the creator.
He didn't call
so it's
him a
not
monster.
if that's what is being referred
That's
to.
what he said.
The Frankenstein monster is just like people say sometimes. You create a robot. It was a movie, I believe. You create a robot that now starts to destroy you. So that may have been what it is. But thank you very much. Your opinion and your points have been clearly taken. We'll go on a break now. When we come back, we still have more stories to look at this morning on Breakfast Central. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're still reviewing the papers and we're still joined by Prince Sesan Okunade. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
If you wake up again next week, we'll call you Prince.
High Prince, please, not just ordinary Prince. Because these days we see ballet, all sorts of Prince without pedigree. He's High Prince.
High Prince.
Honor must be given to whom honor is due.
Okay. Okay. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, the bottom story there, we see Nigeria moving backwards under Tinubu. El Rufai alleges, ruling party only remembered Buhari after my defection, he says. However, to further buttress this, you will see at the top of that same paper, killings, enough is enough, northern traditional rulers say, prices of ginger, garri, others push inflation to 24.23%. Meanwhile, if you then go to the Punch newspaper that we took before the break, you will see at the middle right corner of the Punch newspaper, where it was said that Tinubu inherited economy on life support. If our producers can please project the Punch newspaper. So how do we marry this? The Daily Trust is talking, I see the Punch newspaper there. It says Tinubu inherited economy on life support according to Umahi. Does that excuse still stand 2 years into this administration?
I've always wondered the way our leaders react to things. Inherited life support economy, was that not known to him? Because this is not an inter-party election. It's the same party, which part of the things which the current administration spoke to is continuity of what the administration has done, and they will build more legacy on it. So when a leader comes to say in inherited life support economy, is to speak to the fact that either while they were actually campaigning, they do not have understanding of the issues at hand, only, said some of the things being said during campaign just to get the election in, and now they are faced with reality, or they decided to just take their eyes off it. If a different party is coming to tell us this, we will understand. The current president then was a leader of that political party that brought in Buhari, who we believe there is always a leadership meeting where you discuss how to move things forward with Mr. President. So coming to say this, it speaks volume. And it is to say Nigeria should prepare. So when the likes of Umahi, who will consider that we need a Ministry of Works to fix so many infrastructure for us, is telling us that the economy is not that buoyant for us to grow more. Is to tell you that you have more dilapidated infrastructure that would not be given attention to because the economy is not growing. We hope to hear from other ministers their own perspective to this, but it's not a welcome idea for me because they were together in the same party. The former president, Buhari, worked in line with the current president in most of the campaign promises, and it was continuity of what he said. So it's like by the time they will be leaving, they actually met a life support economy. Maybe the life will no longer be there. It is the support we'll be getting, and the next administration will come. On the part of El Rufai, quite interesting that a lot of people, when they fall apart from where they are known to be, certain revelation will be unfold, and you'll be hearing story. How much contribution can we speak to his own part while he was governor in Kaduna State? We know of the level of insecurity. I was in that state while he was governor of that state, and I know the incessant killing we had at that particular time while he was governor. What was his approach to it? We did not hear so many of such reactions. So for me, I will continue to say that enough of these leaders reacting to issues when they have left office. We will only listen to those that we know are able to justify their existence as leader while they are there and point to some of the things. This insecurity you're talking about was even predominantly more in Kaduna during those last administration, and I wonder why somebody will be coming that after they've left. Fine, the killing still continue, but what are the measures that we can refer to that you as a governor at that particular place was you did to take, you know, to tame that activity, that we can say, okay, if this is not working, can we try adopt the model used by the last administration in that state to curb the menace of insecurity? Enough of our leaders coming out after they are out of office to criticize or condemn people when they have not actually put up a model that people can refer to as an alternative if the current ones are not doing it right.
All right, final story that we'll take this morning on the front page of the Daily Independent. The other stories, we'll just run through the headlines and take one final story. Ibas inaugurates committee to supervise Rivers emergency rule. Insecurity declares state of emergency in Ondo. PDP tells Tinubu. Weak naira, trade deficit, others may deny Nigeria AFCFTA benefits. Experts task federal government on porous borders, insecurity, electricity. Nigeria's inflation rises to 24.23% in March after CPI rebasing. Lassa fever, we haven't been talking much about this, but the death toll is rising to 127. NCDC activates emergency response system. Federal government, states, local governments share 1.578 trillion naira March revenue. Trump's erratic tariffs creating volatility in crude prices. NMDPRA says Lagos targets 6 gigawatts in 3-year ambitious clean energy plan. We're building Nigeria where workers can attain full potential, according to the federal government. And final story, PDP Governor Umar Eno endorses Tinubu for second term. That has not done
2 years.
Yes. Now this happened, he assured President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that the people of the state will stand by him to complete 8 years in office. He gave this assurance in Uyo on Tuesday in his remarks at the flagging off of the Akwa Ibom Cross River States section of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway.
Okay.
So...
Well, what do you expect us to say? That's supposed to be an opposition party who should possibly criticize the administration and give room for his party. But we already have the endorsement from that particular area. It's to tell you that what everybody tried to do is, how do I be in the good books of Mr. President, so that what Mr. President, the current president, faced while he was governor of Lagos State, any one of them will not face. So you need to just be seen as a good boy who actually understand the dynamics of the politicking. And he has given his word that
the governor has one vote. At the end of the day, he's only entitled to one vote. Do you think he has the political clout and means to garner those votes that would, that the entire Akwa Ibom, including people like Joe, would vote for Mr. President?
When people say they have just single vote, I smile and I laugh. The guy has his cloud that listen to him. And so when they speak, they don't speak as an individual. They have the backing of the people.
The structures.
Thank God you brought that word, the structure. So they rely on that to say, in fact, he as an individual might not want to alter this statement, but the structure giving you that boldness to say, sir, you need to give out this voice so that we can have this to enhance our structure and solidify it the more. So he's not speaking of his own. He has the backing of all the people within the structure to make sure that they have the best. With this that has come out of it, definitely is going to be an easy entry on his own part, possibly for his second term, and having access, every time you try to eulogize Mr. President, be rest assured that you are doing a great
do you think this would affect his standing in his own party? Because the PDP has its own presidential candidate. He has said that, and I'm going to quote, he said, for us in Akwa Ibom, a party is just a platform to contest elections. Party will never change who you are willing to be, and so we do not allow parties to create problems among us. We work together, live together, we are from the same ancestral roots. Party is just where you choose to be. Do you think this might affect his political standing with the PDP, and he may have maybe ruffled some feathers?
If he's not affecting Wike, where will he affect him? The president has actually been said. So we move on that.
On that note, there's really nothing to add. There's really
nothing will happen.
That's a good way
If worst come to worst, we observe it. Remember that the current Senate president was in PDP. When he came to APC, his sin was forgiven. He contested, and today he's Senate president. So anything can happen. The politicians understand the terrain at which they move, and they will definitely. They are saying, you and I are looking at today, tomorrow. They're already looking at 2031. When you are 2027.
In Kogi State, that's what they call the game is the game. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what this lady said now. What's her name? Honorable Charity just said, the game is the game. Thank you so much, Prince Sesan Okunade, for joining us.
Thank you so much.